Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor. I wanted to start this video off by telling you, I've been talking recently about what I look for when I'm investing and the way that I think the smart way to look at investing is done. And I think that this is the way that the Warren Buffetts of the world have always approached investing. You've heard to, buy when there's blood in the streets and that type of thing. Well, on a negative day like today in crypto, it's good to revisit this type of thought pattern. So I wanted to give you as an example, Mexico Beach. As many of you know, there was a hurricane a few months back. I guess, was it back in October? I don't remember exactly when, but the hurricane hit the United States. And the beach that was most affected down in I guess Mexico Beach is Florida. Mexico Beach was completely devastated. And what you're seeing in this picture right here is a picture of Mexico Beach. I was talking to some people last night over dinner, and the point was made that is, we're talking about Florida real estate, and the point was made that this is where you can get better deals than anything right now. Well, this is how the smart investors look at things. You go into a place where there's complete devastation, not necessarily in real estate, but devastation like there was in crypto for the last year and a half. That is where the money is made, folks. And I'll show you as it relates to crypto. There will be, just mark my words, there will be people in Mexico Beach within the next few years that will have stories of making a complete mint in Florida real estate because they went in here when nobody else wanted to even look at it, and there was nothing supporting the real estate down there. But that will change over the next few years, and the people that go down there and buy lots and invest at this time when it doesn't seem like anywhere you want to be, that's where the money will be. So I want to show you here. This is the crypto market, and it's down a lot. I mean, it's been bad the last few days. Well, and I'm also going to tell you what my top 4 picks for 2019 are, and in terms of, and I'll tell you why. The first thing is, if you look at this is coinpaprika.com. This is the last quarter, and I just wanted to show you the performance. So now, my 4 picks for this market, and not these first 2 I'm picking because of the adoption that I've been reading about for the last year and a half. Bitcoin and Ethereum are obviously the chosen ones by Wall Street to begin with. And when I give you these first 2, Bitcoin and Ethereum, I pick those only because of what I know is the adoption. And when I say adoption, I mean Wall Street is going to have those. They're going to be the first ones through the door that they allow their investors to invest in. That means those will be the first 2 that are in mutual funds and ETFs and everything else that's coming. For that reason, those 2 are 2 out of the 4. The other 2 are for the same reason, the investing reasons I just told you, plus many other reasons. XRP, you already know everything. I've told you everything about XRP. But what I want you to look at right now, besides all the hundreds of reasons that I've told you, XRP is the one. It is the digital asset. It's the greatest digital asset ever created. Well, besides those reasons, I don't believe this is a coincidence. Look at the 1 quarter returns. XRP has the worst 1 quarter return of all these top 10 digital assets. The only exception is this one, Cardano, at number 10. Cardano is my 4th pick. So it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and Cardano. Cardano, if you haven't watched it, go to type in Cardano, I think it's cardano.org, and go watch Charles Hoskinson's video that he put together on his website where he explains what Cardano is. This guy has spent the last year or 2 or 3 or 4 building Cardano. He was one of the creators of Ethereum, left that to build a better thing in Cardano. And so Cardano, I believe, is going to be the smart contract platform that eats them all. And they've also hired someone to be their public speaker to explain all this from a business angle. So this is all in the works. But those are my four. But I want you to look, out of all these top 10, you don't count Tether, that's a stable coin. But out of all these top 10, you have XRP has in 1 quarter has done 17%. Look at these other percentages. XRP, EOS, and Cardano are the worst performing out of that top 10. EOS, I don't know a lot about. I think Cardano is the one. I just believe that from everything I've seen and read. But those are my four, and I think that there are many good reasons that those should be looked at as very interesting investments for 2019. Okay, JC Collins at Philosophy of Met. Now, by the way, you can go to his website. This guy writes some really good blog posts. He's got a blog at philosophyofmetrics.com, and he's got free articles. He ties the economy and geopolitics in with XRP and writes specific articles on XRP as well as other things going on in the world. But he also has some that are free, and he's also got a paid subscription if you like what you're reading. He says he's talking about the Canadian stablecoin. He says this is the first sign of a new digital exchange rate arrangement methodology which will replace the old fiat USD unipolar one. For me, this is what I believe the phrase level playing field is referencing, with XRP being the bridge between all stablecoin. And then he's tweeting this out. This is one of his other tweets. Canadian stablecoin announced, which combines Ripple and Ethereum blockchains, that's huge. More interesting is this statement. In 2 weeks, DLT Payment, a company related to BVCI, is expected to issue a stablecoin CSGD, which is anchored to the Singapore dollar. Do you not see how these walled gardens are cropping up and how XRP is going to fit into this system, folks? The entire world is about to change. I filled my bags more today. I continue to fill my bags at 39 cents. I will continue to fill my bags because this is not just the fact that it's a new asset class is huge, but it's not just a new asset class. The payments landscape across the world and how money moves globally, the entire financial world is changing. It is going to completely change in the coming next 1 to 5 years. Everything's going to be different, and XRP is going to be a large part of that change. This is like a 1 in 3 lifetimes thing change that's happening in finance. Oh well. Okay. Next, this is from this guy. I don't know who that is. CME Bitcoin futures reached a record $1.7 billion in notional value traded on June 26th, surpassing the previous record by more than 30%. The surge in volume also set a new open interest record of 6,069 contracts as institutional interest continues to build. And he's got this graphic here. Okay, moving along. This is from Digital Asset at Asset Conductor. Sent me this. I mean, folks, you can really see it starting to happen. South Korea's second biggest city wants to create a local cryptocurrency. Busan, South Korea's second most populous city after Seoul, is considering the launch of a local cryptocurrency. According to the report, Busan city authorities are seeking to develop a blockchain-based digital currency project in collaboration with BNK Busan Bank, a subsidiary of local holding company BNK Financial Group. Specifically, Busan is reportedly developing a crypto project in the form of a stablecoin, a cryptocurrency pegged 1-to-1 to local currency in BNK Busan bank account. I want to make a point here, folks. Look at this. All of them are creating stable coins. These banks, Canada, stable coins. They're all stable coins. That's one of the things that is going to make, that's the reason every time you hear about JP Morgan coin or Canada coin or this or that, they all have to do stable coins for liability reasons. They want it to be stable so that commerce can be conducted. But what that does is it puts them online with the XRPs and the Bitcoins that can go up drastically in price and will, and the XRPs and the Bitcoins, their supplies are staying where they are, and that is majorly significant. And for that reason, they can rise while all of these other stable coins bring governments and companies and all these people online into the system. And then that money can bridge right into these digital assets such as XRP, who will go up in value because of their set supply. Okay, next, this is from Diane B. at Living with Passion. Sent me this. We need to check in with John McAfee again. It looks like he's in Havana, Cuba. Old Havana at night, in spite of 63 years of crippling U.S. embargo, no materials for construction, repair, paint, or maintenance, it retains its warmth and charm. And he's taking pictures. I'm sure he's having a great old time in Cuba. Next, from Chinu Patel at Chinu Patel 29, sent me this. This is a tweet from Shalini, who he follows a good bit. She says, people often say 7.7 billion people, 21 million Bitcoin. But Bitcoin isn't legal in China, India, Pakistan, Nepal. 3 billion people don't have easy access. Imagine where BTC goes when they get the green signal, which they will eventually, to join the race. Now, I've said this a lot about how these countries, they keep acting like maybe they're going to ban it, but they're not going to ban it. They can't ban it. So when they do come in online, imagine what it means for you when you're sitting there holding that Bitcoin. Okay, next, from Sergeant Obi-Wan, Goldman Sachs predicts global payments will be tokenized, hints at role in digital asset revolution. They see JPM and Facebook coming in and can't stand it. He's exactly right. These big, that's why when you've heard me many times, I say, not some of them are coming in, all of them are coming in. Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, you name it, they're all coming. And the reason I can say that so confidently is because of one word, and that is competition. They are not going to sit on the sidelines and watch Jamie Dimon and JP Morgan get in the game and just sit there on their hands. They're not going to watch E-Trade and TD Ameritrade and Bakkt and all of these companies come in and make money trading digital assets and just sit there. It's not going to happen. It's not some of them. These people want to survive, and to survive competitively, they have to come into digital assets. This genie's out of the bottle, and he's gained a lot of weight and can't get back in it. And he's out of wishes. This thing is staying out. Okay, this is the article, and I'll read you one or two lines from what Goldman Sachs had to say. This is from an interview with David Solomon, their new chief operating officer. Absolutely, many people are looking in this direction. We do extensive research on the concept of tokenization, the potential of which we believe and which designates the creation through the blockchain of stable digital currency based on a basket of real currencies that can move money across borders and without friction. This is the direction in which the payment system will go. Now, who have you been saying about moving money cross borders and without friction for the last 7 years? That would be Ripple, which is the #1 utility use case for XRP. Okay, XRP Crypto Wolf sent this. This is pretty interesting right here, folks. He says, Bitcoin is going to pump because 100 million Tether were just minted at the Tether Treasury. Every time this happens, Bitcoin pumps because it's being pumped and manipulated by Tether. So I definitely bought a big bag as soon as this was tweeted. Nice. Okay, and finally, from Kahina Van Dyke, at Kahina Van Dyke, she works for Ripple. She says, at its core, she's tweeting out this Ripple tweet from an hour ago. At its core, the partnership between Ripple and MoneyGram is driving a real-world use case at enterprise scale, one step closer to the future we've been waiting for. Blockchain, this is from Ripple, blockchain and crypto-powered payments are going to be the start of a massive efficiency in a system that just hasn't had a lot of other options. Kahina Van Dyke shares her thoughts on the democratization of cross-border payments and more, and they're tweeting out an article she was in. I want to show you Kahina Van Dyke. She is the SVP of Business and Corporate Development at Ripple. Prior to Ripple, Kahina led global financial services and built the global payments partnerships teams at Facebook. Do you think that she knows anybody that's been talking about Libra and putting Libra out? Do you think she has any contacts over there? I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button and tell your friends and family that Kahina Van Dyke is an important piece of this entire puzzle, folks. Thank you for listening.